Good. You? Another nice day?
Yes, we'll take them.
For March?
Good morning.
Hi, Janet.
Should I sit there? So I can see Sabrina.
Good morning, Janet.
Morning.
Morning.
I don't know where to look.
You know, if it makes it easier, we can always have people set in either my desk or Tony's desk, so then you're automatically looking this way, so you don't have to torque
yeah.
your neck.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's easier for you, Janet, you can move to the other side if you want, or
No, it's okay.
however you want to do it.
I don't want to
Okay.
play you.
Okay.
It's okay. All right, well, the first item on my agenda is water resources, and I invited John here just to talk about his, the two job descriptions he is going to create for water resources, so I invited John.
Morning.
Okay. Good morning, John.
Good. So we've got two positions here. These positions are nothing unique. They're outlined in our labor agreement, you know, acknowledged there for the future that they would be developed. So here we are. These two descriptions match identical ones that we've done previously, just in different sections. For example, at our regional wastewater plant sections and our collection sections also. So in those positions are actively filled now. So we're just looking to do that at the Streetsboro plant only. No new job, I guess, number increase. So we're envisioning that existing employees will fill these. That's about it.
All right, thanks, John, and thanks for the very detailed memo explaining.
Okay.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Do you, Vicki?
No.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna jump out.
Okay, John.
Okay, thanks,
Have a
John.
good one.
Thanks, John.
You know, Janet, what is the difference between the one we had and the one that was on this desk when I came in? I mean, I looked at the one we had, but what is the difference?
Okay, do you first want to talk about the county administrator? What you're looking at is the travel policy.
Drive two.
Yeah, so you don't want to look at number 2. And that was based on feedback from the directors yesterday. They gave me feedback, so what's in the original, what's in your packet is.
Well, is this D3 replacing D3?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I was asking. You've got blue here and red here, and I didn't have a chance to really look at this one.
I think it's just the way it printed, maybe, like blue or red. I
But
mean,
is
I
this
didn't-
one different? And obviously it is.
Yeah, it is,
Okay.
yeah, it would be number 2,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, Janet, you ready to start on the summary of the county administrator?
Yeah, and,
Okay, go ahead.
if you remember, a couple weeks ago, we had meetings with the several county administrators, and just to get a feel for how they were structured in their counties, and then just their roles and responsibilities in their counties, as well as any recommendations they would have for us as we look for a full-time county administrator. So just the summary of the 4 meetings are summarized on this one sheet, and then I try to categorize them as their primary responsibilities and the structure, how they are in their county, and then also recommendations that they would have for us.
You
as we
did a
look
very
forward.
good job on the summary of that, I think.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I didn't know how much detail you wanted to talk about this summary, or if you wanted to talk about what our next steps would be for the county administrator.
Well, you know what, I think, you did, you gave a very good summary on this, Janet, and I think our next step would be, wanting to consider, making sure that the job description aligns with some of these recommendations and candidates, so perhaps maybe you can bring that back to us.
Yeah,
have more discussion amongst the three of us, an open session, regarding the duties and then these comments and discussions as to, how it looks going forward.
And just so the board knows, I have been working on a draft job description based on, because those county administrators that we talked to did send me their job description, but I also have
Yeah.
other job descriptions for other counties, so I have been working on a draft, so I
Okay.
could easily bring that to you
Okay.
in the,
Yeah.
in the upcoming weeks. Yeah,
That would
absolutely.
be great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Janet.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have COVID travel policy.
Yeah, in this, and Sabrina, I think, do you have the email I sent yesterday with, it has draft number 2 on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, where they wanted to reference the CDC guidelines.
Yeah.
From the directors, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yes.
And if you remember, a couple weeks ago, ODH removed their travel advisory for those that
Yeah.
are, entering the state of Ohio after traveling to a state that is either 50% or higher positivity rate. They were advising that those individuals quarantine for 2 weeks, and that's what our policy was requiring a quarantine period when employees came back from traveling to states with 15% or higher. So since then, ODH has removed their advisory stating that and really just referred back to the CDC guidance. So that is what the updated travel policy or travel guidance is saying now. And number 2, I have draft number 2 because we did have a director meeting yesterday. And
Yeah.
they really felt comfortable referring back to the CDC guidance and almost giving discretion to the directors that to have those conversations with an employee when they are traveling to a state or a different state, regardless of the positivity rate. They really wanted that discretion to have those individual conversations with employees. So that's the difference between the draft number 1 and draft number 2
Okay.
is feedback from the directors.
Okay.
Yeah, so I changed the domestic travel guidance that was in number 1 and reflected what the directors preferred in draft number 2.
You know what I think happened? I saw your email, but then I thought I didn't print out the new one, so I thought that was this. So that's why I got confused on that, yeah.
Sorry.
Now, the domestic and the international travel are the same, correct? Is there something different about those?
Well, actually, cruise and international travel are the same, and I kept those saying that when an employee would do either cruise travel or international, because there is a higher risk, and right now cruise travel is still, number 4 for the
There's
public
always
health.
been a high risk.
Yeah, it's always been a yeah, it's even more now because of COVID. But I kept the quarantine requirement in the travel guidance for the cruise or international travel because it is higher risk
Right.
than traveling to a state, Pennsylvania, or
Right.
Florida, or wherever. So the international cruise, they are the same. Yeah.
And Janet, I think it's great that you added on here that the health emergency leave policy includes obtaining the COVID vaccine. I know I've already seen a couple requests for time off for the vaccination, as well as recovering from complications due to the COVID-19 vaccination.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's good.
Yeah, so that is the only change that I was making to the COVID leave policy was adding those two. And like you said,
Yeah.
Sabrina, I've already had questions already from employees that, the time spent getting the vaccine, would that be covered
Yeah.
by the COVID leave? So, the only thing I am asking if the commissioners would consider backdating this policy to March 11th, because that is the date that the American Rescue Plan Act was effective.
Okay.
Expanding the qualifying reasons for the paid leave. So I do obviously know that employees have been getting the vaccine the past few weeks. So if they have used their own personal time since March 11th,
Right.
it would be recoded as
Okay.
COVID leave. So
Okay.
if the commissioners are okay with that, I would like to recommend
Yeah.
backdated.
And Janet, I hear all the time about how wonderful and what a fine-tuned machine it is for when you sign up to get the vaccines. Like over at, now they've got it over at the Kent State Track Center, and everyone is just raving about how organized it is and how you get in, you get out. It's like a fine-tuned machine, they said.
Yeah, I'm hearing the same things. Yeah, so
Yeah,
kudos
so I'm glad
to
to
the
hear
health
that.
department. Yeah.
alone
Absolutely.
they increased it, so, okay.
Yeah.
Do you need us to pass the revised temporary public health emergency leave resolution today?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Move that the board
I'll
of,
make-
move
Okay,
that,
good.
okay?
Go ahead, Vicki.
The move to the Board of Commissioners approves the revised temporary public health emergency leave policy for COVID-19.
Okay, I will second.
Vicki?
Roll call?
Yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
Is there
Okay,
anything-
Janet, do you have anything that you want to mention on these journal entries?
No, actually, those are typical journal entries. The first one regarding Judy Commons' external posting, we actually, the board approved the posting last week, so we did post it since last week. And now this is just the official journal entry. And we received one application so far for that posting.
Okay, move that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the 2-week external posting of the part-time clerk specialist replacing Judith Common for the Portage County Board of Commissioners office.
Okay, I will second. Roll call?
Vicki? Yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agree to approve leave without pay for JFS employee through March 31, 2021.
Okay, I will second. Roll call?
Vicki? Yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the creation of the Streetsboro Treatment Plant Mechanic position and approve the respective job description.
Okay, I will second. Roll call?
Vicki? Yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the 7-day internal posting of the full-time Streetsboro Treatment Plant Mechanic new position for Portage County Water Resources. This position is only open to current Streetsboro Treatment Plant employees and will not create an additional vacancy in the department.
Okay, I will second. Roll call?
Vicki? Yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the creation of the Streetsboro Wastewater Treatment Plant Chief Operator position and approve the respective job description.
Okay, I will second. Roll call?
Vicki? Yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
Move that the Board of Commissioners agree to authorize the 7-day internal posting of the full-time Streetsboro Wastewater Treatment Plant Chief Operator, new position for Portage County Water Resources. This position is only open to current Streetsboro Treatment Plant employees and will not create an additional vacancy in the department.
Okay, I will second. Roll call?
Vicki? Yes. Sabrina?
Yes.
They moved, based upon very recent development, the paid administrative leave of the Director of Budget and Financial Management will be extended through April 1, 2021, at which time the employment relationship with said employee shall be terminated effective at the end of the business day, Thursday, April 1, 2021.
Okay, I will second. Roll call?
Vicki? Yes. Sabrina?
Yes. Hey, Janet, did you have anything else for us today?
No, unless, did you want me to talk about the items that you mentioned the other day with the?
Yeah, I think we need to do that.
Do you want to do it now, or do you want to do it later after everybody, the rest of the agenda goes? Do we
Yeah,
come
that's
back?
fine.
We will?
You can come back.
Okay, just because I kind of want to keep us on track.
Okay.
Is that on the agenda somewhere?
No, it should have been an add-on,
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? Actually, how long do you think you need, Janet? Because we're ahead of schedule.
It depends on how, because it's really regarding, potential wage increases for the 2 directors.
Oh.
As well as two other
Great.
staff.
Great.
On the commissioner departments.
great.
So it depends on, and we've discussed this before, Vicki, I have a copy.
I was gonna say, yeah, we can go ahead. We've already discussed this before about EMA and the dog warden, as well as Janet. I asked her to bring back for Jenna, and then also had her assess, I think Julie, was
Okay.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on this, where are they now? They're here now, and we're
Yeah.
recommending what you've got highlighted, is that correct?
Well, what it is I was highlighting what the minimum of the pay bands are
Okay.
for dog warden and EMA, so
I
you'll see.
see, yeah, I got you, okay. And are we, okay,
So you'll see where your other directors are at least over midpoint, where the dog warden and EMA are still below midpoint.
okay.
So Vicki, I don't know if you wanna do this today, or I know you asked to put IT on there.
Yeah,
And like I said, if you're planning on us making a decision for IT, I think we need to take a look at these because,
you know, Sabrina, I've been wanting to take a look at these for a long time. I've mentioned it in the meeting several times, so.
yeah.
This is great, this is good.
And, okay, so if we're in agreement then, and Janet, I didn't get your packet, I don't know, and I was in last night late, so to pick up my packet for the other two,
Yeah.
or,
It'll be in your email this morning.
oh.
Yeah, so I bet, so can you
Yeah,
access
I'm
your
going
email?
into it right now.
Did you put it in my email too, or?
No, because I had copies. I have,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I have
Oh, so
copies.
this is the packet we're talking about?
Yeah, this is have copies, yeah. I didn't know that she wasn't gonna be,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And what
so
I-
are we considering more than the two directors that are, I mean, is that what we're doing, or what are we doing?
That's up to the board. I was only coming
Yeah,
forward with the dog
yeah, I
warden.
asked her because I know it's been on Janet's radar since last year. And we had also mentioned Julie from last year, and we were told we needed to hold at that point in time. But I really think with everything going on, and especially with, you know, Jenna adding additional duties, and with Julie filling in so much as acting clerk, and doing additional things. I mean, she basically ran the commissioners for 7 weeks, as well as she took on additional stuff.
Sure.
I really would like to consider both of them as well, Vicki.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, if we're in agreement,
Now,
we can just
do you have a
have,
sheet on them too?
I only brought Jenna's, it's the job description that I was gonna change to Jenna's.
Okay,
I don't
and then
have-
Julie, what do you have for Julie?
Julie had just up discussion,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
because we really just, we had refactored Julie's job description, taking into consideration her being a backup to the clerk. She currently is a pay grade 4 as
Uh-huh.
administrative assistant, but we refactored as a pay grade 5
okay,
with her backup duties.
okay.
Um,
I think
And-
we're in agreement on this, Sabrina, I mean, this,
yeah. I really think, you know, we've been very fiscally conscious, and I know when it was brought up earlier in the year, we wanted to wait because we knew there would be some more coming. So, since we're doing stuff for other departments and stuff, I think we really need to start looking at our department as
exactly,
well.
exactly.
Okay, so Janet, do you wanna, I don't know if we've discussed the actual amount.
we have not, So I
Okay,
didn't
because
know.
I noticed you give us the mid in that, mid is halfway is 20, okay, that would be,
yeah, for Jenna, her revised job description actually factored at pay grade 11, and she's currently a pay grade 9. So I would like to propose, the minimum pay grade 11 is only 60 cents higher than what she's currently making. So I would like
Okay.
to propose halfway through minimum and midpoint. So that would be 23.77, and she's currently making 21.84.
okay.
So that would be $1.93.
I think so. Yes, yes. Yeah, and it's equivalent, yeah.
Okay, when you said a 60-cent increase, I think I got lost here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Now we've got $1.93, so
Yeah,
which
the
is,
66 is, she's currently making 21.84.
Okay.
The minimum of the pay grade 11 is 22.50.
I see.
So but that is only a 66-cent increase. So that's why I was proposing, instead of raising her to the minimum of the new pay grade, if we could, at least do halfway between the
Okay,
minimum and the
okay.
midpoint, and then that would be the $1.93 an hour
Okay.
increase.
Are you fine with the halfway between the two, Vicki?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now let's go down to Julie. All right, Janet, you wanna give us that?
Yeah, Julie is, she's currently a pay grade 4, and she is currently making $19.04 an hour. And the new refactoring of the position with the changes, the pay grade 5. And she's already above the minimum of a pay grade 5. The midpoint of the pay grade 5 is $19.60, so again, it's only, what, 56 cents higher than what she's currently making. I would like to propose we make her halfway between the midpoint and max.
What you did with Jenna.
Yeah, which I did with Jenna, and that would be $21.59 an hour.
Okay.
And I don't know what the difference is. I did subtract the 2. I think it's $1.55.
$2.55.
Okay, $2.55. And then just so you know, Amy is the board clerk, is pay grade 7, and she's currently making $23.44.
Okay,
So
that brings her.
Yeah, so if we bump
Yeah.
up Julie, because she is back up
Okay.
to Amy, whenever she's out for whatever reason, Julie would be $21.59 an hour, and then Amy's $23.44.
Okay,
And also, I have to say, we've heard really good things about Julie lately, so
Yes.
about the attitude and the helpfulness and being
yes.
pleasant and all that good stuff.
I mean, I think Julie did great while Amy was out
Oh, yeah.
on medical
Thank you.
leave in December. I mean, I constantly, complimented her. I think she did an awesome job.
Yeah.
She kept us going and always kept us on track, so, and we appreciate that.
And that's not easy sometimes, right?
No, it's not easy.
Okay, so we'll agree on that as well, right, Vicki?
Correct.
So, will you bring back, this next week?
Yeah. And then, for the 2 directors, do you wanna go up to midpoint?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And do you want this effective the next pay period? Which is.
Yes, as soon as possible, that's fine.
All of this would be effective, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and I'll bring the paperwork and the JEs back next week. For the
Okay,
changes.
sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you, Janet, for all your hard work
All
on
right.
this.
Thank you. I have all mine. And I think I'm here. I think Dave's
We got
next. I think
Dave
I'm
there?
here. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm hiding behind Janet.
Yeah. He's hiding behind me. Dave, do you wanna sit here?
No, she
Can you
me.
see?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can see me, Sabrina, right?
Yep, I can see you. Go ahead.
Okay. So we wanted to talk about the possibility of entering into some kind of arrangement for some temporary accounting help. And we need that in 2 areas. Now, this is only day 4 for me, it's beginning of day 4, so I'm still going through my learning curve, which will be full
You mean
on.
you haven't captured everything
I have
yet?
not captured it all.
Okay.
It's it's a very big responsibility, it's a very important job. So the issue I see immediately is there's no backup for this position. And as we just talked about Julie with Amy, that's very important, it's a critical
Oh, it
position.
saved us, it saved us.
And the budget and finance director is obviously a critical position as well. And then we also have the utility billing position that has no backup either.
Yeah.
So, just as a start, and trying to be fiscally conservative, if we could get the board's okay to proceed to talk to either accountants or Kelly or whoever else you might have a relationship with, to try and find, ideally, try and find a degreed accountant who's maybe looking for a permanent position without promising anything.
Right, see
Get
how
them
they
in
work
here,
out.
See how they work out.
Yeah.
And that way, it's no risk for the county,
Mhm.
and hopefully we can motivate somebody who might down the line become a permanent employee, and would give us some backup in our set of hands,
Right.
which is sorely needed right now.
You know,
Yeah,
Sabrina,
I have to say, I have been very impressed with the temps that we have helping with Denise's position.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I talked to Janet briefly about this. I would be interested, I think, Janet, you said one of them applied for Judy's position.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Of taking a look at that, because they're already here, and we see the quality, and they're very pleasant up front, and actually, I think it would be a bonus that they know how to do both sides of the front. But that's just my opinion, but
You know, Sabrina,
Yeah.
you had said something about the building maybe going back to water resources or something. I think we need to consider that. I mean, we don't need to act
We
on that
do.
right now, but,
You know what, Vicki, we absolutely do. I mean, Todd did so much, and it's like, you know, it really took away, I mean, for what we were paying, to have him sit out there and process bills was ridiculous. And you know, you've heard me say that. And then I've also brought up numerous times, my concern is if he got ran over by a bus, no one knows.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
concern.
Precisely. He did
The
it,
whole
he,
thing, Dave, this is nothing new, and this was the whole thing, and my hope was, once we find a director for water resources, that's when we start morphing that back into
Right.
water resources, because it really doesn't belong here.
Right.
And I know one of the things that was mentioned was maybe putting them, instead of out on infirmary, maybe putting them at the Rootstown water. It's already set up with a pay window and stuff, and they just use that to check in and check out. No one's really there, and it's a beautiful building.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
yeah,
Very
seen that,
nice.
yeah.
And then it's not so inconvenient out of the way. I mean, that's just my thinking,
Sure.
but that's what I would eventually like to see done with the billing.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
Or if it made sense to move them out there, because I think Kevin just does pay-ins and payouts. I mean, or even move Kevin with them to there, you know.
Right.
Might just be a little more convenient for people to stop in and pay. And like I said, that building was already set up for pays, so.
Yep, absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
so we're going to start advertising? for-
Well, so yeah, that's
We're
another
gonna-
issue we gotta talk about.
Okay,
You know, we need to be looking at when it would be appropriate, and I guess we talked to APA Missouri about what time would be appropriate to advertise for a permanent budget.
it would be
finance
after
director.
April 1st.
I would think so, but if we can go ahead, if we get the board's
And
okay
get
to
it
go ahead and
temporary.
get the temp,
We could do the temp now.
Yeah, right,
yeah, that'd be great,
okay.
yeah, appreciate that.
And I'll work with Dave on getting that all organized and set up.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, did you wanna say anything about the resolutions, Dave, or you want me just to read them?
Oh, you didn't you do the 4 already? Did I hear you guys go through the? You didn't?
No,
Okay, all right. No, I don't really have, actually, you know, I'm waiting on some backup from the auditor's office, so I wish I could speak about them, but I
Okay.
have nothing in front of me to speak.
Okay,
The number C, the journal entry, that's just the house